Hello everyone. So we have already covered the single dimension array first part where we have checked how to take input of array elements, how to print it back, how to do some basic operations like finding maximum, doing the sum, adding to arrays and all. We have already checked that. We have even also checked some of the applications like how to shift an array and all. So those were being termed as basic operation. So today we will be checking the next part of the array, next part of the single dimension array. And that is kind of, today we will check finding the duplicate elements, unique elements, and how to split an array and some advanced operations on the array. Okay, so first two topics, if you can remember last class, we have covered first two topics. So now today our target is for topic 3 and 4. Okay, so let's go to the slide. So here, this is the topic 3 where we need to find some duplicates and unique elements or frequency of the elements. And if we can revise a bit, so this is a basic program of an array where we are taking one input, like how many numbers you want to deal with the array. I am defining that array. Suppose user wants to deal with 5 numbers. So we are defining an array with 5 size. And here we are taking the input elements, user inputs. And after that, we are printing that elements of the array. So let me run this program just for the revise. We have already done that. Okay, some server problem is going on again. Let me check if it is okay now or not. Okay, yeah, it is working. So suppose I want to work with 5 numbers, and let me give some good numbers. So you can see it is printing it back. The elements are 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So instead of n, you can also do it like a dot length. Okay. Instead of n, you can also do the same program using a dot length, because we have defined the array length. We have defined the array with n size. So we have covered this thing. If you are starting with this class, I will just request you to revise all of those classes, all of those previous classes, then it will be helpful for you. So apart from less than, you can also use like less than equals a dot length minus 1. Probably you are now familiar with those for loops things. So yeah, less than of something and less than equals to something minus 1 will be same thing. Okay, so now first let me start with this program. Print the frequency, the third one. Print the frequency of each element. How to find that? Suppose if I change the question a bit, and if I ask like I want to search one value inside the array. Suppose the value is, say the value is int val, the value is suppose 10. I want to search how many times 10 is appearing inside the array. So what I will do? Obviously, I will iterate the full array. I will go through the full array, go through all the elements of the array, and every time I will check if AI equals to val. If AI equals to val, what I will do? I will take one count initially. Int count equals to 0. What I will do? I will just do count equals to count plus 1. If I get 10, whenever I get 10, I will just do count equals to count plus 1. And at the end, I will just print the frequency or the count, the frequency of val is count. So let me present this program. Let me run this program. Suppose, okay, the server is taking some time. Okay, if I am dealing with 5 numbers and the numbers are like this, 10, 20, 30, and 10, 20, and I want to get the frequency of 10, it is showing the frequency of 10 is 2. You can see that. It is very easy program. If I want to get the frequency of 20, I have to write the 20. If the question is like, I want to get the frequency of the first element, that is also 10, I can simply write a 0. Okay, so this is the first element. Whatever is the first element, it will fetch the details of the first element. If I execute this program once again, 10, 20, 30, and 10, 20. So it will fetch the first element. Value will be considered as a first element, and it will search the frequency of first element itself. So again, it is showing the frequency of 10 is 2. So now if I want to make it, if I want to do it for all the elements, so I just need to iterate this thing for the full loop. Means j equals to 0, j less than a dot length minus 1, and j equals to j plus 1. And val will be one by one. Val will take all the values of a array. So first val will be a0. After that val will be a1. After that val will be a2. After that val will be a3. So it will print the frequency of each and every element of that array. So I put all the logic inside this big for loop. So now if I run this, you can see, okay, it's taking again some time for the server issue. Soon we will be shifted to some software, means like Blue Java or something like that. So soon we'll be shifting into that. But for the timing, online options are good. So anyway, so if I run this program, you can see it is printing the frequency of 10 is 1, the frequency of 20 is 1, because all the elements are appearing once. If I run this program once again, so, and this time if I input like 10, 20, 30, 40, sorry, not 40, 50 this time, 10 and 20 once again. So it should print the frequency of 10 is 2, then the frequency of 20 is 2, then frequency of 30 is 1, then frequency of 10 is 2, and frequency of 20 is 2. So how it is calculating? It is doing this step 5 times, because I am putting this logic inside a bigger and outer for loop. Okay, so first val is 10 is being considered as val. After that 20 is being considered as val and doing the same task. After that 30 is being considered as val, then 10 is considered as val again, 20 is considered as val again. So this is the program itself, the frequency of each element. So now if anyone asks you the question number 2, like print, no, sorry, question number 1, let it be, print the unique elements. How you can print the unique elements? Obviously, you will not be printing everything. If count comes as 1, then only you will be printing the variables. So at that point, if count comes 1, so I will printing that value only. So that is 30 here, because you can see 30's frequency is 1. So we can print 30 here. So if I execute this program, let's take a look. Suppose I want to deal with 5 elements, 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50. So you can see, sorry, what is happening? Okay, all are the unique elements. Sorry. If I run it once again with some duplicate. Yeah, because in the last program, all the values were, it was correct. It was correctly detected. But I want to give input something like this, where 30 is only unique elements. So 30 is being printed. You can check. Okay, in the last program, it was also correct, where I have entered 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and all of them are unique. None of them are appearing twice. So it printed everything, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So it is the program for finding unique elements. Now, what will happen if I want to find the answer for the question number 2, where it is asking for printing the duplicate elements? It will be simple, like if count greater than 1, then it will print the value, obviously. But here I will face one issue. Let me show you. 5, 10, 20, 30, 10, and 20, suppose. So it should print 10 and 20. It will print 10 and 20, but it will print 10 and 20 twice. Why twice? Because first, 10 is being considered as val, and it will be finding, okay, 10 is appearing twice, so it will discard the rest of the, means it will count is coming greater than 1, so it will be printing 10. After that, same will happen for 20. Count will be coming as more greater than 1, so it will print 20. Same for 30. No, for 30, count will be coming as 1, so it will not going to print 30. So again, 10 will be considered as val, and it is count is coming greater than 1, 10 will be printed. But in general, we are not expecting this 10 and 20 once again. I am happy with this 10 and 20. So what should be the solution here? So before doing these activities, suppose I do not want this 10 to be appeared once again. So when the position of J is in this part, means I want to mean like I have the array 10, 20, 30, 10, 20. So first J is starting from 0. You can see the for loop. I mean to say this for loop, and you can see val equals to AJ. So when val equals to 10, obviously it is successfully counting. When J is in this position and val is 20, again it is counting the occurrence of that value, means of 20. When J is in this position, then val is becoming 30. You can see val equals to AJ, means A of, means element of this J position. So it is 30, obviously. But when J is coming to this position, I do not want to calculate it once again because it has already appeared. 10 is already appeared previously. So I do not want to calculate the frequency of this element. So what will be my approach then? I need to search in this space if this value has appeared before or not. So how can I just calculate that? So I can write another for loop like for int I. You can use I int I multiple times. So I can start with 0 till J minus 1, means I want to search the elements from 0 to J minus 1, means up to this position. If I find any duplicate elements in this part, means another 10 in this part, I will not check further. Means now in J, the value is 10. If I find another 10 in this part, then I will not proceed. So let me first write this code. So I is iterating from 0 to J minus 1 and I equals to I plus 1. And here I will do one thing. I will first write int found. Found equals to 0, say. And let me put this here. So now val is 10. AJ is in the last position. Say, means in AJ is in this position, I mean to say. This position. So AJ is 10. Okay. So val is 10. Okay, let me explain one by one. And now from I to J minus 1 position, I am trying to fetch if AI equals to val. If AI equals to val, that means I am saying found equals to 1. I have found that value in previous positions and I am breaking the loop. Breaking the loop means it will break this loop only. Okay, break always breaks the immediate for loop. It will not break this for loop. Okay, it will break the immediate upper for loops, that is this one. So now if I have not found that element in previous position, then only I will proceed with these steps. And if I found them in previous position, I will not do anything. Here, suppose for this 10, I have found 10 in previous positions. So found will become 1 and I will not repeat these lines because I will repeat this line only when found is 0. Okay, got it. So I mean to say, when the value of j is in first position, when I will be dealing with 10, obviously there are no previous positions. So I will calculate the frequency of 10 and I will print 10. After that, when j is in this position and value becomes 20, obviously I couldn't find any 20 in previous positions. So I will calculate the frequency of 10, 20, and I will print 20 because it is having the count greater than 2. After that, j is in this position and I will again check the previous position. I couldn't find any 30 in the previous positions. So val is 30 and I couldn't find any 30 in the previous position. But the count or the frequency of 30 is not greater than 1. So I will not print. Now here, when j is in this position, so I can find 10 in previous positions. Means from 0 to j minus 1 position, I can find 110. So I will not calculate the frequency even. I will not perform these lines because there is no meaning. 10 has already appeared. I have checked 10 already. So if I move to the next 20, so val is 20 now. So I will try to find if 20 is present in the previous positions or not. If 20 is, in this case, 20 is already present in the previous position, so I will not going to check the frequency of 20. That means I will not perform these lines for the last 20. So now if I run this program for the same input, okay, something happened. Okay, found equals to 0. I have written it will be equals to as per the rule of if. So now again, if I run this program, suppose 5 elements, 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50. So it is, okay, sorry, some problem happened. Let me check what happened, what is going wrong. Let me check. Okay, I am becoming stupid day by day because I am entering the same means unique element and I am expecting some output for the duplicate. So 10, 20, 30, 40, obviously there are no duplicates, which is not printing anything. So if I print something like this now, so obviously 10 and 20 will be printed. So, and you can see only once it is printed, means 10 and 20 for these two elements are being printed. You are now able to understand 10 and 20, this part is not being printed because it is appearing before and I'm not, if not found, if found equals to 0, then only I am performing these steps. But for this 10 and 20, obviously it is found before and we are not executing these steps for these last 10 and 20. So this is one of the examples of finding unique elements, finding duplicate elements and all. All right, so if I proceed further and if I reach out to the last topic, so it is kind of splitting an array. So what is splitting? Suppose if there is some questions like this, splitting even and odd elements into two different arrays, how to solve that? So it is very important and critical. So if I go to the program once again, and if I delete all this for the time being, so suppose I have entered some of the elements already. Now I need to split it in between two array. So this part are made for input. You can give some comments here, like all of these parts belongs to inputs. Now I want to write some logic. Splitting logic, say. These are just the comment, okay? So if I want to write some logic, suppose I want to introduce two different array. So how can you know what will be the size of the even and odd arrays? You do not know how many even numbers are there inside the array and how many odd numbers. So to be in a safer side, I can introduce both of them with n. Okay. I can introduce both of them with n. So int even equals to new int n and int odd equals to new int n. And now I will count how many even and how many odd numbers are there, or I will not count, I will just check. So int I equals to 0 and I less than equals to a dot length minus 1, I equals to I plus 1. I will iterate through the array. And in here, I will take two variables. First one is even position. That will be start with 0, and odd position. Two variables, both are starting from 0. So now I am checking the original array A. If AI percentage 2 means if it is in simple word, AI is even, what I am doing, let me first draw a picture. Suppose I am dealing with an array like 10, 20, then 21, then 31, then 40, say. So first, I is in this position. Pos even position means EP, say, is in 0 position. Odd position is also in 0 position. Okay, this is array A. This is suppose even array. This is odd array. Both are blank for the time being. So if this element is even, what I am doing, I will put this element into this part, and even position will increase a bit. So I am doing the same. If AI is even, what I am doing inside the even array, in even position, or let it be EP in small, then it will be easier for you to understand. Even position EP, odd position OP. Same. So if I write EP here, even EP equals to, I will simply assign AI. And EP will be plus plus. EP will be EP plus 1. All right. So here I'm doing the same thing. In this even array, I am putting in EP position, I am putting 10 and EP plus plus. And obviously after the loop, as the loop iterates, I will be plus 1 every time. You can see that. Now, again, 20 is even, yes. So in EP position, in even array, 20 will be placed and EP plus plus. And as per the for loop, I will be plus plus as well. Now, next time, this element is odd. So what I will do, I will put 21 here in the odd position in the odd array. So if I write the same, else I can write odd array, odd position, AI will be placed. And this time OP will be plus 1. I will not increment EP. Okay, because we have inserted an odd number. And obviously I will be plus plus as per the rule of the for loop. So OP will be plus plus here. And obviously I will be iterating every time. So again, 31 is an odd number. So I will place 31 in the OP position. OP will be plus plus, and as per the for loop, I will be plus plus. At next, 40 is an even number. So I will again place, as you can see the rule. So even EP equals to AI. So 40 I will be placing in the EP position. EP will be plus plus, and as per the rule of for loop, I will be plus plus. So I is no more less than equals to area length minus 1. So the loop will be over. So now what I will do, I will simply iterate a loop from 0 to EP minus 1 to print all the even elements, and 0 to OP minus 1 means I do not want to print this position, obviously. So I will print up to this position. So OP minus 1 and EP minus 1. That's all. That's all. That is enough to print the even and odd array. So I can print even elements, or even array is something like for int I equals to 0, I less than EP, or less than equals to EP minus 1. I become, means I feel safe when I write EP minus 1 less than equals to kind of that. So rather writing the less than symbol, I always feel better when I write less than equals to something. So anyway, that doesn't matter anyhow. So I am printing the even array. and with a space. That's all. Same I can do for the odd array as well. So I can write odd array is, and it will be the same, but here it will be OP, and it is the odd array. So now if I run this program, and if I take 5 elements, okay, something missing, okay, the semicolons. Let me run this program once again. Hope everything is correct now. So if I input 5 elements like 10, 20, 11, suppose 21 and 40, say something like that. So you can see the even array is 10, 20, 40 and odd array is 11 and 21. Okay, so I can simply give a /n to print it in a separate line. That's all. Okay, so I mean to say, if I give some other elements, suppose if I print all the even, okay, sorry, number of elements is 5. And if I print all the even elements, no odd elements, so odd array will be coming as blank. You can see even array is 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 and odd array is blank. So you can give any input. Okay. So now I as a last program for the day, I want to show you another thing. Here, I am not inputting any odd elements. So the place of odd element is being wasted. I have declared a space of odd elements, but nowadays, to be very frank, no one cares about the spaces. Everyone is looking for the time benefit. It has to be fast because we have enough spaces in your computer. Probably it is now 1 terabyte, 2 terabyte hard disks are available. So there is no issue with the space currently. The issue is with the time. Everyone wants it fast. But still, if I do not want to waste spaces, we can go for a dynamic approach. What is dynamic approach now? If I do not have any odd elements, why should I declare an array with n size here with 5 size array, odd array, an array name odd with 5 elements, where we are not using a single space out of that. So what I will do in this dynamic approach, I will create those arrays with 0 length. I will create those arrays with 0 length. So whenever I will get any even elements, what I will do, I will simply first create an intermediate temp array. Let's name it temp. You can give any name. For the time being, I am creating one temp element. So if you are creating this temp element inside this bracket, so this temp element will not be accessible here. It will not be accessible because it is being created inside this bracket. This is being called as a scope of variable. Similarly, if I am declaring one variable int n here, so outside this bracket, if you want to print n here, it will say n doesn't exist. Okay, so it is confined or it is enclosed by these two brackets. The scope or the lifetime of this n is confined under this bracket and this one, where it is this one. So in similar way, temp array is also confined between these two brackets. So if I create one temp array with the size of even, means even dot length, currently it is 0 plus 1. So I am creating one temp array with one size. And after that, I will try to copy all the existing elements from the even array to temp array, means j equals to 0, j less than equals to even dot length minus 1. Obviously, array, the basic rule of array is array exists from 0 to length minus 1. Okay, so if you have 5 elements, from 0 to 4, obviously. So, but for the timing, we do not have anything in the even array. But still, if we have anything, suppose if we have anything, we will copy everything into temp array. So temp I equals to even I. And In the temp array, at the last position of the temp array, because we have taken the temp array one extra size of the even length plus one. So the length of the temp is means in temp array we have one extra space than even array. So in the last position, what is the last position? Obviously temp dot length minus one. That is the last position. We are discussing this from the very first class. If you have 5 elements in an array, the positions will be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So the last element will be always length minus 1. So I am doing the same. Temp equals to a temp dot length minus 1. And that position means in the last position, I will put AI. Okay. And after that, even array will take the temp array. What I'm trying to mean, suppose I have these elements with me, 10, 20, 21, and 31. Suppose if I deal with 40. In the even array, let me present this example. In the even array, I have already 10 and 20. Suppose in dynamic approach, I will explain how it is being inserted. In the odd array, I already have this. Suppose now I got 40. In the I come here at the last position of A array, and now AI is 40. Okay, so this is suppose array A. So AI is 40. So what I will be doing now, even length is 2. So I will be declaring one temp array with 2 position. With 3 position. You can see here I have written the temp array position will be even length plus 1. So the temp array will be having 3 places. Now what I'll be doing? Even length is 2. Even length plus length minus 1 means 1. So from 0 to 1, I will copy everything from even array to temp array. Means temp 0 will be even 0. Means it will take 10. Temp 1 will be even 1. Means 20. It will copy both the elements. After that, I can see here it is written temp dot length minus 1 AI. So what is the length of temp? It is 3. So temp dot length minus 1 means 2. So at the second position, I will copy AI, means 40. And after that, even is taking the whole temp, means even temp is becoming even. That's all. So that is the dynamic approach. So now if I have another variable called 50, say, so I will be 50. So if it is even, so I am defining another temp. The same logic, I am not changing the code. Take a look. I am defining one temp array with even size plus 1. So now this temp will be having 4 size. So all the elements of the even means 0 to even dot length minus 1 means 0, 1, and 2 will be copied here. 10 will be copied here, 20 will be copied here, 30 will be copied here. And the last position of the temp array, that is temp length minus 1, in that position I will copy 50. And after that, even will take temp. So even is now looks like this. So the same will happen from the very first. So at the first time, even is blank, even is having length 0, and temp will be having length 1 for the first element, obviously even plus 1. And now I am trying to copy everything from even to temp. So nothing is means nothing is there to copy. And temp, last position of the temp, I am copying 10. So that's all. And even is taking 10. So even started in this way. Now it is even. So we are not wasting any single time, any single place. So now when I is here, so I am creating another temp. Temp is created multiple times, and even plus 1, the length of even plus 1. So now I am copying everything from even to temp. So 10 is being copied here. And in this position, the last position of the temp, 20 is being copied from this A array. Okay. And now even is taking the temp. So now this array will be called as even. In this way, the same will happen for the odd as well. So what I will do in case of odd, I will copy the same code and I will place that here. So for the odd, I am again introducing one intermediate array, or I can say one temporary array that will be disappeared after a few minutes. And I will do the same task for odd as well. Odd will be increased in the same way. And at last odd will take the 10. That's all. So when I'm trying to print the even array, I do not need to take any position. So I will just take the last, means current length of the even, and I will print even array. And for odd, I will just take the current length of the odd array and print the odd array. So if I run this program right now, okay, for 5 elements, if I enter 10, 20, 11, 21, 40, say, okay, something happened. Let me check what I have done wrong. Something happened. Let me check quickly. Okay, so we have made one, means I have made one wrong thing here. Instead of I need to copy, I need to put J. So you have to also be cautious, because when we are using array, we have to be full confident on the for loop. Okay, so and all the variables handling and everything. So if I run this once again, and if I get any error, I will check once again. Do not worry. So you might face in real time, you will face some problems like this. So if I enter these things, say, so now it is printing correctly 10, 12, 40, and 11 and 21. So that is what we are trying to build. Here, I have not wasted any single place, because I have started from 0. And every time I'm getting one even elements, then only I am increasing the length. But believe me, time-wise, speed-wise, this will be not good. It will be slower. Okay. So the previous solution was better, but still, this problem is being called as a dynamic approach. Means dynamic splitting. It will be, there is no need to learn any theoretical thing, but this is a dynamic way, you can say. It is a dynamic way how you can create the array and assign that into another. So here I am, you can see even equals to temp, means every time even is taking the temp array in dynamic way. So that's all for the day. So for array, I will recommend you to solve another chapter for from coding exercise intermediate. Obviously, you have already started solving coding exercise basic, as well as solve coding exercise intermediate for the single dimension array. So that will be helpful for you. If you require any help from my side, just let me know. I will be able to provide you the solutions of those chapters. So it might help. And from my side, the suggestion will be, it doesn't require any talent. Believe me, it doesn't require any talent. My suggestion will be, try to practice all of those. Now, if you think the for loop part is seemed be easier, the problems on nested if, you can feel it like, okay, nested if, composite if, for loops were much easier than array. You might feel now, because we are dealing with more, means more tough problems now. So when you will be entering into matrix, or you will be entering into recursion, then you will feel like, okay, these array problems were also easy. Okay, so now if I share our Facebook group thing, we always refer to this album, Coding Exercise Basic. Now, for the first time, I can also suggest you to go for the chapter Coding Exercise Intermediate, somewhere here. Okay, this one, Coding Exercise Intermediate. If you go into this, and you can check one album called Single Dimension Array. Yeah, no, sorry, it is double dimension, the next chapter. So it is single dimension array. So you can also try to solve this one as well. Okay. So, yep, that's all. You will get all the related details, all the links in the at the description section, but you can still follow these links as well. So yeah, that's all. Next week, I will try to show you some problems on array part, some important problems like sorting, like stack, queue, and all. So yeah, for the time being, just practice all of those exercises I have shown you, and all of those exercises mentioned in that album. Okay. So yeah, that's all for the day. Bye.